What's going on, YouTube? I am back with another video, and this one's going to be a little bit different, so I don't have anything to show you guys, don't have any boxes to open. I just wanted to sit down real quick and go over my top 5 tips for the National. So the National will be taking place later this month, I believe, right around like 2 weeks from the date I'm recording this. So it's definitely coming up, and I wanted to go ahead and get out my top 5 tips. It will be the biggest car show in the history of the world. I know a lot of you guys are probably planning on attending, so I figured go ahead and get this out there so you guys can prepare. So I've seen a lot of other content regarding the National. I know Card Collector 2 is doing like a whole series. I think Cardboard Chronicles put out a pretty lengthy video concerning pretty much everything about the National. So again, this is going to be my personal top 5 tips for the National, and I tried to come up with a few that I have not heard from other creators. And some of these on the list, they can apply to really any card show, but some are going to be National specific as well. So real quick before we do get into the list, I just want to say if you have not subscribed to the channel, would definitely appreciate that. I know I've been saying I'm coming out with a 20,000 subscriber giveaway soon for quite a while. I will have that out this week. I'm still kind of nailing down what all I want to do. It's going to be a lot of stuff. I'm probably going to try to incorporate Instagram in some way as well, but I'm going to give away grading credit, whether that be PSA or SGC, not really sure. Probably give away some shirts, maybe hats, cards, boxes. It's going to be a huge giveaway, so kind of a lot to think about and nail down what exactly I want to do, but that will be coming very soon. So if you are not subscribed, you might as well go ahead and get in that. It's going to be a big giveaway. I'm hoping can maybe hit that before the National or during the National. I know that's going to be a tall order. We're about 2,000 subscribers away, and the National again is about 2 to 3 weeks away, so not sure if we'll be able to do it, but would be absolutely amazing if we could. So just wanted to mention that. And now without further ado, we will go ahead and get into my top 5 tips for the National, starting out at number 1. And real quick, these are in no particular order, but the first on the list is to not only wear comfortable shoes, but to wear brand new socks. So this is nothing new. A lot of other creators have said this as well. Definitely make sure you wear comfortable shoes. You're going to be on your feet all day. You're going to be walking around a ton, and there are really not a lot of places to sit. Now, the only National I have been to was in 2019, which was also in Chicago, and of course we did not have the National last year because of COVID. So the one this year is actually in the same spot as the one that I have been to in Chicago, and trust me, there are not a lot of spots to sit down. There are going to be some random tables where you can sit down and go through dollar boxes, and then there is kind of an area off to the side where you can get some snacks, and there's maybe like 2 or 3 tables full of chairs. But other than that, you're going to be on your feet pretty much all day, so it's very important to wear comfortable shoes. But my biggest thing is to wear brand new socks with a lot of cushion. In my opinion, that's going to do you better than comfortable shoes. So not only wear comfortable shoes, but wear brand new socks. And then also my plan is actually to take another pair of shoes every single day at the show. So I'm going to be set up at the show. I'll be there every day, all day. So my plan is actually to change socks and shoes midway through the day. And I might be a little weird, but there is nothing better to me than wearing fresh socks and shoes. So midway through the day when I, go off, definitely don't do this in the middle of the show. Don't just sit down, take off your shoes and socks. Definitely, go somewhere off to the side, maybe the bathroom or whatever. Change your socks and shoes, and you will feel like a new person, I promise you. So that is my plan. I will have a spare pair of socks and shoes at the show every single day to change halfway through, and it's just gonna definitely make you feel refreshed and good to go for the rest of the day. So that is tip number 1. And then tip number 2 is, this one's very important, is to build up your funds prior to the show. That is one reason why I wanted to go ahead and get this video out 2 to 3 weeks before the show does start. So again, I went to the very first National. The only one I've been to was in Chicago in 2019, and my main goal of the show, I had, like 4 or 5 cards that I really wanted to sell at the show. Didn't have the biggest budget at the time to buy boxes or cards or whatever it may be. So pretty much, the whole time I was at the show, which I only went for 1 day in 2019, which is also a mistake. You definitely want to at least go for 2 days to get the full experience. You just cannot take it all in 1 day. But I was only there for 1 day, and I pretty much spent the entire show just shopping around my cards, trying to sell my cards to build up funds to then, buy cards or buy boxes or whatever it was that I wanted to do. And I feel like that show was a little bit wasted because, it just took me a really, really long time to sell some of my cards. So definitely start now, sell stuff on eBay, take stuff to your local card shop, do whatever you got to do, but build up your funds before the show. And of course, take cards that you want to trade or sell at the show, but just try not to make that your only focus because the show is just going to pass you by. And you won't get to see what you want to see if you're just trying to sell your cards and make money at the show. So that would be number 2, is just try to build up some funds prior to the show. And then tip number 3 is to definitely make sure you have your priorities. So kind of think about what you want to do at the show before you go. For me, if you guys have ever been to the National and tried to grade cards, you know that they fill up very, very fast. So PSA, Beckett, I think it's CGC, and I think SGC as well. I'm not sure on SGC, but pretty much all of the biggest grading companies will be on site at the National grading. And actually, probably a couple hours before I'm actually recording this, PSA just announced their on-site grading prices, which they start at $250 per card, and they will be done before the show is over. But trust me, those slots are going to fill up fast, very, very fast. So my number 1 priority is actually to head over to PSA and submit my cards. That way I can get them graded at the show and get them back. So you definitely want to have your priorities, before you go to the show. If it's, you want to meet some creators, if you want to meet Gary Vee, if you want to grade cards, just whatever it is, go and do that first thing. And then you have the rest of the show to do whatever you want, take it all in. So number 3 is to have your priorities prior to the show. And then number 4 is to have a budget. So this is something that a lot of other creators I've heard talk about. The National is going to be very, very overwhelming. You're going to walk in there and you're going to see stuff that you have never seen before, and you're going to be blown away. And it's going to be very tempting to blow your entire budget within an hour of the show. And then if you go for multiple days, you're going to be trying to either sell or trade your stuff to pick up cards. So this kind of goes along with having priorities. Have stuff specifically that you are looking for, and then definitely have a budget so you're not just completely done on the first day, unless it's just an absolutely killer, incredible deal. Definitely have a budget and make that last throughout the show, or try to at least, because again, if you are there multiple days, the last couple days, you're not going to really be able to do much other than look around. So that was number 4, just have a budget. And then number 5, the last tip I do have is please have prices in mind for your cards. So if you are going to the show to either try to sell or trade your cards, definitely have prices in mind. Sit down a week or 2 weeks prior and price out everything, because if you go up to a dealer and they're looking at your cards, there could be 10, 15, 20 other people at a table. And if they ask you how much you want on a card and you're like, oh, I don't know, I'll have to look that up, they're going to get sidetracked, go to 3, 4 other people. It's just much, much easier and much, much more time efficient if you already have prices in mind, and then you can negotiate from there. So that will save you a lot of time. That will save the dealers a lot of time. So whatever cards you do take to the show, make sure you have your prices in mind. So those were my top 5 tips for the National. I hope you guys did enjoy this. I'm definitely looking forward to the National. Definitely looking forward to meeting a lot of you for the first time at the National as well. And if you have any major tips that I missed, definitely leave them in the comments. I would certainly be interested to know. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you soon.